Hey guys, it's Michelle, otherwise known as Cozy Egg, and this is the Cozy Egg podcast. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry as Cozy Egg. You can also find my blog at cozyeggdesigns.com, or you can go over to cozyeggdesigns.com directly, and you can get to either of my blogs from there, Cozy Egg or Cozy Style. And this is episode 7, by the way, and today is Sunday, July, I believe it's the 19th. So, once again, it's been weeks and weeks since I recorded. I every week intend to do it, and then life happens and it doesn't happen. So here I am. So and I'm going to try not to talk for like 3 hours since I have so much to talk about, but we're going to try to do it quick. Okay, so finishes. I really only have a couple of finishes this time to show you, but I'm pretty happy with them. So I made a couple of knitting project bags. I really wanted, every time I see House of a la Mode, every time I see her on Instagram showing her knitting with her knitting bag and it matches, I'm just in love with that. So I decided I needed some knitting bags, and I keep thinking, oh, I want something that's going to specifically match with my Way-It shawl. So the fabric that I picked out to go with my Way-It shawl is of course Tula Pink. And so I made this little zipper bag, and this has this is Foxfield fabric up at the top, and here's the other side with the little bunny, and there's a fox there. And then this down here is from Acacia, but I just loved these colors together. Zipper. And then on the inside, if I can get the zipper open, the inside, it has this great, it's the same print as this one, just in this kind of purple colorway. So absolutely love it. I'm very happy with it. And basically the pattern that I used was the zipper bag pattern from Kelby Sews, but then I took the part from the open wide pouch from Noodlehead to do the bottom so that I could have a flat bottom so that it would sit, rather than just being, you know, whatever. So anyway, so it was kind of a conglomeration of the two. Now, unfortunately, I had all these great plans that this was going to match my Way-It shawl, and it does really well. You know, I think my plan there, you know, it's got the purples and the greens and the blues in there. I think my plan was well intended, but you can tell probably what the problem is. I did not have enough fabric to make the size bag that I need for a shawl. So this is really more like a small project bag size. So it's, you know, not that big, but if I ever decide to knit socks, which I'd love to knit socks now, but if I ever have a sock project, this is the perfect size bag for that. So since that wasn't going to fit my Way-It shawl and I wanted something that would fit, I took another one of the linen panels that I bought when I was in Paris. I took another one of those linen panels and used it to make my other bag. So this is the other bag, and this is the linen panel. Yeah, you can probably see the texture of that fabric there. And I absolutely I love this. It's very gothic-y, which is like my favorite thing ever. And this is Juliana Horner fabric from Joann's, from her line at Joann's. I want to say this is Homestead, maybe. But I love the arrows. I mean, I couldn't pass up those arrows, and I needed a bag out of them. And then on the inside, I put this other Juliana Horner fabric, which is the stars, which is another absolutely favorite thing of mine, is stars. So I had to have that on the outside, or on the inside, I mean. So I'm very happy with this bag. I did the same thing. I made the flat bottom so that it would sit on its own. This one actually has some pretty stiff interfacing in it. I don't know how well I like that, but it does really keep its shape, which is great. The other bag I used some really light interfacing on, and I think what I'd really love is to have something kind of in between the two, because this to me is a little bit much. It doesn't kind of crunch down like I'd like quite as easily. So anyway, so those are my two finishes, my two project bags. I'm very happy with them. I have one more panel that I bought when I was in Paris at the needlework market. So I have one more, and it will probably become a project bag of some sort whenever I get around to that. I just haven't found the perfect fabric for it yet. But you may remember my other one with the bat that I used, the Juliana Horner, the rose fabric, to make my project bag for my Hex on the Beach, or that's what's living in it right now. So I love this, very happy with it. So that's all I have for finishes. So since I have this out already, we'll talk about whips. And I'm still working on my Wayette shawl. I'm getting very, very close to the mark where I need to start doing the ruffle border. So I keep I do a row and then I weigh it, and then I do a row and then I weigh it. And this has gotten way, way, way too big for my needles, so it's really kind of crunched up. But I'm so very happy with it. I'm loving the colors. I love how it looks. I cannot wait to be able to wear this. It is just, it's like my favorite thing in the whole world right now. So, but I'm still loving it. I'm still enjoying it. I have not done a whole lot of knitting in the past several weeks. And I will explain why in just a minute. So, anyway, so that's my knitting whip. I'm really kind of dying to knit a pair of socks right now, and I keep looking at those at the Rose City Rollers socks that everybody seems to be stitching or knitting, and I keep thinking that maybe those would be a really good kind of first sock project, because they're short. They're like little anklet socks, so I'm highly considering it. And the yarn that Suburban Stitcher showed on her podcast, probably by now a few podcasts ago, I think it's from Peep Blue Fields, that's that like bubblegum pink, and then it has the yellow and blues in it. I am dying to make a pair of socks out of that, because I'm just, oh my gosh, I love it. So anyway, so that's all for knitting, but I'm drooling over the possibility of doing some Rose City Rollers, maybe. I'm not even sure if I'm ready to attempt that, but I kind of want to, just to try. So, okay, and then stitching wise. So have worked a tiny bit. I haven't worked on the on my Wizard of Oz piece in quite some time. Project bag. This is my heartstring samplery, His Eyes on the Sparrow, and it's been a long time since I showed this to you, but I've worked on it a little bit, and I'm starting to get, this is a cow, by the way, it's not some weird demon, although when I just had his face and his horns in there, it sure looked like a demon, but this is eventually going to be a cow. But I've worked on this a little bit more, you know, got another flower in on the border, got the peacock done, got that little flower pot done. I love, love, love this. I absolutely love it. And I really can't wait until I get to the point where I can kind of focus on this as my main stitching project. And this is, I think it's Heartstring Samplery, His Eyes on the Sparrow. I think it's Gentle Arts threads and Weeks threads. I think it's a combination of the two. I am stitching it with the recommended threads. This is on like a 48 count Gonder linen, so it's super, super tight weave, and this was actually hand dyed by Sylvia. I just love it. I'm so, like I said, I really want to get to the point that I can focus on this, because I really, I'm just looking forward to working on it. And this was my New Year's Day start, you may recall. So, what have I been working on, which is the reason why I haven't done anything else really, is, you know, I kind of got to that point with And They Send that I'm ready for it to be done. I've worked on it long enough. I want it finished. And what kind of prompted me to get so kind of whole hog, I'm getting it done, no more excuses, no more screwing around, I'm getting it done, is that Sylvia sent me a photo of, she had sent her And They Send to Jill Rensel to have it framed. And it's stunningly gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And of course, Sylvia, you may recall, we started stitching this together as our Sunday sampler, and so every Sunday we would stitch on And They Send, which was fun. It's part of the reason why it's taken so long to get it completed, but there's also been a whole lot of not stitching on it too that has occurred. So I'm in like major focus, I'm gonna get this sucker done mode. So that's what I've been really exclusively working on, and why I haven't done any knitting. I take my knitting with me because it's portable, and so if I am somewhere I can work on it. And when I go to Guild or to a friend's house to stitch or something, I take my Sparrow usually to work on it, because it's a little more portable than And They Send. So that's really why anything else gets worked on. But I don't know that I've ever shown you the project bag that And They Send is in. This is a stitching wallet that Sylvia made for me. It's the first one that she ever made for me. And I love it because it has these like vintage ladies with their hats and shoes. And it's very vintage fashion. So I just love that. And I don't know if I've ever shown you my scissors that are in here either. So I have this pair of red scissors that I think won in a giveaway like forever ago. And then my scissor fob, let's see if I can show this to you, is this is by Butterfly Couture. You may remember, and ignore my nails, they need to be painted. I think I showed you my little my scissor fob that I got in Paris that has the little pink tassel on it. that I just love. And this is from the same company. This is a scissor fob that Sylvia actually bought for me for my birthday several years ago. So it has a little strawberry and a little girl, and then this glass bead on the end. So anyway, so that's what that's where my threads and everything end up for, and they send. And then here's where I'm at. So you can see, sorry, I'm trying to see what I'm showing you. So I have rolled my fabric since you saw it last. I think, I don't remember when last I showed it to you, but I'm pretty sure that I've rolled it since then. So every half page that I get to, I roll my fabric, because obviously since it's on this scroll frame, I kind of have to. So I've got all of the grass done, you know, to here. This is really where page 4 starts, is, you know, where this grass kind of ends, where that full fill-in ends. And I worked a lot on this pond. This pond took me for freaking ever, because I was trying to, you know, give it some movement. So I was trying to sort of plan out where my thread, where the variegations in the thread landed. So this took a while to get done. And then I've started on doing the first color fill in on the grass, and I'm going to come all the way across. But I needed to get this done, this little tree thing done, because obviously you can see that that top part's going to hit where my line of grass goes. So I wanted to get this done. But this right here, this is the bottom. So you can see I only have, you know, about 3 more inches to go before this is completely finished. So let me get it a little closer so that you can see that grass and everything, and see the little swans in the pond. I'm loving it. I'm so happy with it. I'm so ready for it to be done. So I set myself a goal of having it finished by August 4th, which is the Tudor Rose Sampler Guild monthly meeting is August 4th. So I set myself a goal to have it done for show and tell that night. I've got a couple of weeks. We'll see. I think it's going to be close. So anyway, so that's it for my whips. So I did have a good amount of stash enhancement, and some of it I told you about last time, but then I didn't have it with me to show it to you, so I've got it. So just keep in mind that a lot of this is over a long period of time, like a month and a half, 2 months, whatever. Anyway, so I told you that I went to, you know, my local quilt shop not too long ago, and picked up a couple of things. So one of the things I picked up is this Cotton and Steel. This is Tokyo Train Ride, and you know, I'm so completely obsessed with Cotton and Steel. Like, all of their lines are just, I love them. Love, love, love them. And this one is Sarah Watts. So you can see that. Anyway, so Tokyo Train Ride. I told you I also got some Prairie Square by Katie Jones. This is Art Gallery Fabrics. So I got some of this, which I just love. And I got some of this. This one is my favorite fabric of all of them in that line. And this is called Sunday Clippings. And I love it. You know, I love this navy background, which is looking really black on the screen, but it's actually a navy. But I just love this one. So anyway, so I got some of that. And then that was pretty much it at that shop. And then when I went on the quilting retreat, you know, I mentioned, oh, this was the other one that I got, was this one. This is also Priory Square, which is, this one's called the Shambles. And this one is what I used in my Marcel medallion for those triangles. So this was the other one I got at that shop. But I told you when I went to my quilt retreat, the sew-in, the, you know, in-town sewing retreat, that we went out to a couple quilt shops, and I ended up picking up a few things that I thought might work with my Marcel. So one of the things I picked up is this Tula pink. This is from her True Colors line. And since my outer border was going to be that Allison Glass Party Streamers that had kind of that mint and bronze color, I thought this might be really good for the cornerstones. But I ended up going with that Allison Glass fabric instead. So, that's what I purchased this for, and I thought this colorway would be perfect. And I love the owls. And then I also got it in this other colorway, same fabric, but a different colorway, because then I thought maybe this would work with that kind of pink and orange color. So I ended up not using that either, but it's Tula pink. What do I care? It'll get used sometime. And then I did buy this Moonshine, the butterflies, and this I did end up using as cornerstones on that the triangle border, and I love how this turned out, so I'm glad I got that. I kind of got that sort of on a whim. And then this is another one from Priory Square. I love the yellow. It's more a golden yellow than like a lemon yellow, but it's really pretty. I love this one too. So my goal is at some point I will get all of the Priory Square fabrics, because I really want to make a sew together bag out of them, and I'd really like to do that before November when I go to Glamp Stitch a Lot, because I'd really kind of like to have a sew together bag there. Anyway, then we also went to another shop that had, it was a shop I'd never been to before, so I was really excited to go see it. These all came from Quilt Asylum in McKinney. These came from Quilt Country that is in Louisville, and then these came from Stitched with Love, and I got this. This is Allison Glass from her Ex Libris line, and I love it. I think it's so pretty, and I liked this kind of teal background, but I thought, man, I could really use this for like 8 million things, or I can just look at it because it's beautiful. I really want to make a, kind of an all Allison Glass quilt at some point, because I love, love, love her fabrics, and I love her sense of color. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do yet. I'm kind of contemplating maybe an orange peel quilt with text background and then the peels out of Allison Glass fabrics. I think I saw one like that on Instagram and I just loved it. And then this is also from her Ex Libris line, and I had to have it. My friend Mary bought some, and the girl that was cutting the fabric for she started wrapping it back up, and I said, how much is left there? And she said a yard, and I was like, just don't even wrap it back up, just give it to me. So I love this. It's just stunningly beautiful. I actually saw on Instagram last night somebody made a bag, like a crossbody bag, with one of the panels on the front flap and then one of those panels on the back, which was just beautiful. And we also had at Dallas Modern Quilt Guild a while back, like our last meeting, we had a trunk show with the Cloth Pocket, which is a modern quilt shop that's in Austin, Texas. And I had actually, when I went to the Dallas quilt show back in the spring, Cloth Pocket was one of the few places that I actually bought something from. And you may recall I bought that. It was the Tokyo train ride. It was the octopi wall from there, and they were like the only modern fabric shops that was there at the Dallas show. I was really shocked by that. But they had some great fabrics. And so when I heard that they were going to come do a trunk show at Quilt Guild, I was really excited about that. And so I did end up buying a few things. I bought some cotton and steel, of course. But they had the Spellbound fabrics, which is their Halloween line. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this either, but I had to have it because it's gothic-y and lovely. Isn't that fabulous? Those haunted dresses. And they've all got, they're like tied. So let me see if I can get this off so I can show you the fabric itself. I was kind of thinking I might make myself a project bag, but now I'm thinking maybe I need to make a quilt or something. I love this one with the little poison bottles, and it's just, they're so pretty, but you know, gothic-y too, which I love that combo. I've been watching Penny Dreadful too. We just finished season 2, and oh my gosh, love that show. Love it, love it. And then this is the last fabric that I got, was these cats, because they're black cats, so I had to have it, right? But I like this charcoal gray background. But there were several that I didn't get. They have one that's got spider webs, and they've got one that's got mummies and skulls. One has skulls, I think. Anyway, I need more. But then they also had these fun temporary tattoos that I just had to show. And of course this is going to be backwards because, you know, you put it on you, which is why it's backwards. But it says, "Stitch please," which is a little play on words. I love it. It just makes me laugh. Anyway, so, and then the only other thing that I had stash enhancement wise is I saw that I Heart Tula Pink was doing, if you order anything from them within this certain period of time, they would include Tula's brochure from Market. So I decided that I absolutely must have this. So I ordered something. Now I tried to kind of keep it reasonable, but you know, I kept it way more reasonable than I could have. I'll just say that. And this is still in plastic, so I'm going to try not to crinkle. But I ended up getting some of her ribbon. And of course this is from Prince Charming, so it has the little frogs on it. But I thought that this would be a super cute something to add like on a project bag, you know, it's just a little accent or something. I have some seahorses from Saltwater too, ribbon that a friend picked up for me one year. So I ordered some of this. I think I ordered like a yard maybe. Anyway, but I got this, which is what I wanted to do. And the reason that I wanted this, not only does it show her fabulous Eden line in it, which, tigers and butterflies. The real reason that I wanted this is because it has two things. It has this this pattern called Flower Market, and she showed this quilt at Market. She had it made in each of her different colorways, each of the 3 colorways that Eden comes in. And there's a little, you can see what that looks like. And I just think it's really pretty. It's a very simple quilt that really shows off the, it shows off the fabric. So I wanted to get that quilt pattern. And the other thing is that you may, if you saw any pictures from Market, you saw that she remade her butterfly pattern that was originally made in acacia fabric. She remade it in Eden fabric, and I really like it in the Eden fabric. You know, I was not a huge fan of it in the acacia fabric because it was pink and purple, which doesn't really do it for me. But seeing it in the Eden fabric, where it was like, you know, warm colors on the top and then green and then purple at the bottom, you know, I really loved that. And so what this is it shows you the placement for which fabrics to use where to make this butterfly quilt. So I really wanted this too, because I think I may make that butterfly quilt now. So had to have it. It was well worth buying something I wanted anyway. So I heart Tula Pink. They have great stuff. They it's actually Tula's mom that runs the shop. It's an online shop only, and she always finds, you know, hard to find old Tula lines, and has some really fantastic things. So check it out. Oh, I forgot to show you one finish, which is this is kind of a fake finish, but whatever. And I had wanted to podcast before 4th of July, so I could show you this, but anyway, this is a quilt that I made. It's actually like a table topper, okay, so it's not huge. I mean, it's, you know, not huge. Anyway, this has been done for a long time, and it has been quilted and bound for a long time. The only thing that was missing was my label. And here's what happened. So, you know, I'm really bad about making labels for things. I just never, you know, I tried to do several at one time, which, you know, that could take years to have more than one that I need to make. The first time I made this label, I put the wrong year on it. The second time I made the label, I misspelled the city that I live in. And so finally, right before 4th of July, I remade the label and I got it sewn on. So I'm just going to show you, I'm going to kind of cover up some of it, but maybe. But anyway, so you can kind of see that I got that done. It's all sewn on. I'm very happy with it. You can see the quilting really good on this side too, with that red. So anyway, I'm thrilled with it. I had it all finished on July 3rd. So I'm really happy to have, you know, one more thing off of my unending works in progress list. Because until it has a label, it's not finished. So anyway, okay, so I think I was going to talk to you about what books I'm reading. I had told you last time that I'm reading a book called Kushiel's Dark, however you say that, by Jacqueline Carey, but I didn't have it with me to show it to you, so here is the book. And you can pronounce that however you feel is correct. I've been calling it Kushiel in my head, so whatever. As you can see, this is a pretty good sized book. I am only like 300 pages in, but it's very good. I am enjoying it. I have not been picking it up and reading very often, so it's taken me a good amount of time to get through that. What I'm reading on my as an ebook on the Kindle app is, I'm going to see if I can find you a picture of it, so I can show it to you. I downloaded this the other day because I just wanted something that I could okay, well, that doesn't want to. I was going to try to enlarge it so you could actually see it, but it doesn't want to do that. Anyway, so I downloaded this the other day just to have something on my iPad that I could read, you know, a minute here, a minute there, whatever, because I find that I'm not carrying an actual book with me all the time like I used to. This is going to be difficult to see maybe, but yeah, that's like impossible to see. Anyway, if you've read the Fever books by Karen Marie Moning, this is book 6, called Iced. I didn't have any intention of reading this book because Dani is not my favorite character. So I'd kind of blown it off and said, yeah, I'm good. But then she recently released, months ago, another book, Burned, which is about Mac and Barrons. And I really want to read that. So now I have to read Ice because apparently I need to read that before I read the next book. So anyway, I'm reading that. I'm really enjoying it. It's good. Dani hasn't annoyed me too much yet. We'll see how it goes. And the other thing I wanted to share is I bought a new book the other day, which I'm really excited about reading. This is called A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, and you can see that it's a trilogy. The third book that I keep seeing everywhere is called The Book of Light, and it has a green cover. I've been wanting to read this forever, so I finally just picked it up, and I'm looking forward to reading it, so it should be good. So as soon as I can get something finished, I'll move on to that. I don't think I had too much else to talk about. There is another in-town sewing retreat that's coming up in a few weeks that I'm thinking I'm going to do because I got so much done last time and I had such a good time. So I think I'm going to do that. And I have had a little bit of time to catch up on some of my shows that I had been watching. I just recently finished watching the last season of Downton Abbey because I was way behind on it. And, you know, I love Downton Abbey. Absolutely love it. It made me want to get back to my Downton Abbey quilt that I have in the works. But I have to say I was a little disappointed with the ending, and here's why. And I'm not going to give anything away, hopefully. But when they released the new Downton Abbey fabrics, like the new ones that that came out, I guess maybe in the spring or last fall or something, they also released an Egyptian line. And the reason being is that apparently the castle, Highclere Castle, is actually, it houses a number of Egyptian antiquities that are there because the dude actually was involved somehow with Howard Carter and the expedition that uncovered King Tut's tomb. And I'm like a huge Egyptology fan. So I was so excited to hear that they might be bringing this storyline into the show. And, you know, that of course paired with the fact that they were doing the Egyptian fabrics too. So I kept watching and I kept watching and I kept waiting for this Egyptian stuff to come into the storyline, and I get to the last episode, the finale, and no Egyptian stuff. So I don't know if they planned to talk about it and then they veered off a different direction, or if it's going to come in next season. I don't know. But anyway, I was a little disappointed because of that. So, but I think that's, I'm almost at like 45 minutes. I tried to kind of squeeze it all in. But I think that's all that I have for today. So, thanks so much for joining. You can obviously find the episodes on my blog, cozyegg.cozyeggdesigns.com, or you can find them on YouTube under Cozy Egg. And again, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Ravelry as Cozy Egg. And thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Bye.